anime. So first of all, I guess we should open this by saying spring anime season starts in April. If you haven't already, check out our spring 2025 anime season breakdown to see what kind of things caught our eyes. Also, let us know in the comment section down below what you're excited for when it comes to anime, as well as everything else we've talked about this fine episode.
Any books you're looking for, movies, TV shows, comic books, etc. Let us know.
And with that being said, also, we approach the end of March. Which is the end of our anime of the month, which this month is My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu Season 1. So if you want to join in on the conversation on that, make sure to crank that show out basically this week and a half you got, because we'll probably record it the next week. So
exactly.
If you want to join in, join our Discord. Linktree is down in the description below. If you're listening to this on a podcast platform, just head on over to our podcast profile, and the Linktree is in there. You can copy that link, throw it in your URL, and join us in the Discord. With that said, what's going on in some anime? So I guess I'll go by one of the most recent things that's happened as of recording, which is Solo Leveling becoming the most popular anime on Crunchyroll. Now, this is based on ratings. So this is already a technically isn't it, right? Because personally, we do watch stuff on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Have you ever rated anything on Crunchyroll?
No.
Me neither. So the amount of people watching these shows probably aren't rating. I don't think this is a good measurement because not everyone rates something on Crunchyroll. But I will say, I've been enjoying Solo Leveling Season 2, so fair enough. But with that also said, it passed One Piece, and One Piece has been on hiatus for 3 or 4 months or whatever it's been. And with that said, April 6th, One Piece is back. So we'll see if that ends up retaking its place. We'll see.
I mean, the dub is caught up?
Dub is caught up.
That's a big thing.
We'll be diving into the world of the land of the giants, Elbaf. So that's very exciting.
It's been a fun read so far.
And with that said, I also want to, we give Toei a lot of credit.
Yep.
Or not the opposite. We give them a lot of flack. So I feel like we should give them the credit where credit's due. And I was very impressed with the Fishman Island changes. I do think
the condensing of it,
the fixing of some of the animation. I think overall, if they could show that with the time they had for the rest of One Piece, that would be really nice to see.
Exactly.
So just give them their comeuppance. They did. It was good. Well done. And also, big ups to them for this was a risk taking up the hiatus, and I respect them for doing so because it's memed it's so heavily memed at this point, right? That it's so badly paced. So it's nice to see
them understanding that, seeing the feedback, I guess.
And they've been pretty receptive in terms of during the Wano arc, people were really not enjoying the extreme amount of particle effects. Being like, this One Piece isn't Dragon Ball. One Piece is a shonen, but it's not Dragon Ball.
Yep.
And they toned down a lot of the particle effects after that. So they've been very receptive. So respect for that. Batman Ninja movie sequel releasing in theaters March 18th. Are you excited for that? I know you've seen the first movie, right?
I am.
Maybe excited is not the term. You'll be watching it?
I'll be watching it. I don't have
I thought it was interesting.
But it's fun.
It's definitely fun.
I'm a sucker for alternate timelines, multiverse stuff. So, and plus when it's some of my favorite things, like when it's comics and manga, or comics and anime mixing together, I'm gonna grab it.
Two things you like.
It's
two of your worlds crossing.
Exactly. Another big thing that's actually not on this list is the Crunchyroll Awards. Voting opens April 3rd, which is in 2 weeks. And
we will be covering both nominees. We'll also be covering some series as our anime of the month.
Yep. And obviously talking about the awards when they come out. So the voting is April 3rd to April 14th. And then the live show in Tokyo is May 25th.
And I believe the reason for this is so that they could fit this winter season.
Which is, we've discussed this in the past.
But it does feel like the winter season is sometimes forgotten.
Yeah, exactly.
And now it seems like they're going, hey, the winter season all the way to the end of the fall.
Yeah. The proper.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it often does feel like the winter does get forgotten and doesn't really get its...
Yeah. I mean, I remember, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but Chainsaw Man was in like
Like
the
it wasn't even
winter.
it or something.
Yeah,
It wasn't even nominated because it wasn't
in that
done.
good time frame.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll see some titles that don't get slept on.
And
titles
hopefully
that deserve
people will
to be
still
up there.
tune in, even though it does feel like
A little late.
kind of. It's just the anime season's in a weird.
Yeah,
It's not a calendar year, so it just feels
Exactly.
awkward.
I
But
agree.
hopefully this becomes regular and it feels more natural as the
Equal
years
playing field. I should
as the
say.
years come on. It'll
Yeah.
feel more
Normal.
regular, and we'll be
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that's when Crunchyroll awards happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll definitely be giving our 2 cents.
So stay
I'm
tuned
sure
for that
there'll
multiple
be-
episodes.
I'm sure there might be some things winning that we maybe don't agree with.
Exactly. Haiku movie teaser no longer says final.
Yes, no longer says final. Are we going down an Attack on Titan level
I
path? No,
hope
because
not.
they're no longer putting final. They're just like, it ends when we're done.
It ends when we're done because they realized that was a mistake from
yeah.
the Attack on Titan movies.
And I will say, after watching the Haikyuu movie, there was no shot they were finishing it in one more movie. I was concerned. I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
I would say probably can be done in 3, but the movie was really well done, the first one.
That's fair.
It had, oh Matt, you would, as a little bit more of a film nerd, you would have loved the one cinematography of the one scene. It goes into like a first person mode. And you're following the player as he's like sweating and exhausted. Oh,
Ooh,
It was
okay.
no music, just the squeaking of shoes, the heavy breathe. Oh, it was so well done.
The absence of music.
It was
does
used so well. What a fantastic movie. Fantastically directed. We'll have to get Matt's 2 cents when he eventually catches up on Haikyuu.
Do have to do that.
But yeah, super excited that they're not rushing. I do like that they're like, hey, no, it's not the final.
Yeah. that's
We're
fair.
so super
Taking our
excited.
time.
More ain't nothing wrong with more Haikyuu.
Yep.
You know, people be dissing Attack on Titan and be like, oh, what's wrong with more Attack on Titan? Nothing.
Nothing.
It may have not ended the best, but I still like it.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we have this one's actually we mentioned in our episode, but I still think we should mention it here, which is the director of Cowboy Bebop and creator of Cowboy Bebop has a new series coming out that is also done by MAPPA, I believe.
Yep.
And that's Lazarus. So big anime to potentially check out, especially if you are a Cowboy Bebop fan, because I believe it takes place in the same universe.
I do believe so as well. Yeah.
So definitely, if that's right up your alley, then check it out. I'm sure it'll be pretty good. We did get a teaser for Freerin 2026. Madhouse is coming back for it. If you are a Madhouse fan, you should be relieved that this isn't one of the one season dumps, because that often happens where it's a season 1 and then it gets thrown.
Dun. And the last big news is Demon Slayer movie coming out July 18th for Japan, and during this, I think it's like September 18th or something, late September.
Which I feel
for
like we
us.
can honestly say is for sure the last of Demon Slayer. Unless they really milk it
I could see them milking it
and making it a
unfortunately.
part 1, part 2 all of a
I
sudden.
can see it.
The final arc does happen relatively quick.
It does.
So
But I can see them milking a big thing that happens.
some of the fights do, in my opinion, I will say, we have potential, maybe of shit on Demon Slayer a bit. It's good in its own ways. The anime is obviously beautiful.
Yep.
But there are things we've disliked from the manga and the story overall. So maybe I would like to see some of the fights during the final arc be expanded upon. This is what anime's for, right? It is you don't have to tell it frame
For frame.
for frame. So I would love
Slide
to
per
see
slide.
some of them expanded.
Yeah.
Because they did feel a little bit more rushed in the manga to just get to
I would
completion.
love to get more like Hashirama.
So I wouldn't mind if the movie's longer too. Like give
Yeah.
it like a good
Give me
2-hour
a good
runtime.
2-hour anime movie.
I'm sure they can finish everything, and obviously we already know Euphoria was going to bring it's
Top
going to look
tier.
amazing. So and then finally Demon Slayer will be done,
Exactly.
cuz I feel like some people are already done with it. They're already on the hot new thing. Soul leveling is exploded.
Yep.
It's aura farming times a million.
Yeah. This year
Um,
finale of Demon Slayer. This year finale of My Hero.
Yeah,
Big hitters.
some big hitters.